up, YouTube? I just want to take a quick second to thank all my recent subscribers for subscribing to the channel. It's actually what keeps me going and making videos on how to achieve, in my opinion, the best cup possible. So I just want to thank you guys. And let's get into a video of how to remove the paint from your cup. Alright, so here's the cup. It's all taped off. I taped off the bottom and taped off the top, and as you can see, I went a little higher than the actual paint. So this way it's just easier to wipe, and just to make sure that you cover everything on the cup. Originally, I made this cup a while ago, and the person I made it for wanted it flat, so we didn't put any epoxy on it. As you can see, let me see if I can show you, the U for University of Miami was in gloss, and the rest of the cup was flat, and then I put a line above the Yeti in gloss black. But over time it's been chipped. Like I say, you got to put epoxy on it. There is a way to make the epoxy flat. I'll do another video on that. But for this one, we're going to want to take all this off, and we're just going to redo the whole cup, and it's going to be a slightly different design. So here I have the tape on here. Again, I have a used cap that I use so we don't ruin the cap that the cup belongs to. So we'll just take a random bag. The reason why I use a used cap is because sometimes the xylene, when it gets too much on top of the plastic here, it could melt the plastic bag. Obviously it's a chemical, so it could melt the plastic bag. So I just put it on there like that, and what I'll do is I'll put tape now around this plastic bag to protect it even more, so that no fumes or anything actually get inside the cup. As far as this down here is concerned, there's no way it can get inside here, so I'm not really worried about that. But all right, so I'm gonna put the blue tape around the top, around the whole thing, and close the lid, and then we'll come. All right, so the cup is all ready for the xylene to put on top of it. As you can see, I put blue tape around the whole plastic bag on the top, just as an extra precaution. I don't really care about the lid that I have in there because it's used. I just don't want anything to get inside of the cup, especially if somebody's going to be drinking out of it. There are cups that I have made that just actually sit on a desk or whatever and get filled with pens or something, but this person is going to use it. And instead of buying a new cup to do a whole different design, this is a Yeti cup, and they're not cheap. So this person wants to just keep the cup and just put a different design on it. So this is why I'm making the video on how to take the paint off. Now again, if this is regular spray paint, which is your most common spray paint, you can read the back of the label. It'll say xylene on it, or xylol. This will work excellent for stripping the paint off. If you buy something, a different type of spray paint, which is like an acrylic spray paint, this will not work as good. You'll have to get like a lacquer thinner to put on the acrylic type cups. That's, like I said, it's going to be in a different video. So this is just going to be on your most common sprays. So if it's not an acrylic spray, this will work excellent. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab one of these rags that I have cut up that I use. You can use a rag, t-shirt, whatever you want to use. We donate some of the clothes, but before my wife takes it down to donate the clothes, I pull a couple of things so I could use them, especially for occasions like this. So I'll take a couple of things out of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this rag, I'm going to fill it and saturate it with the xylene, wrap it around the cup like this, make sure it fits all the way around the cup. Okay, You can tuck it in over here. You can put a piece of tape on it if you want over here to go across, and just let it sit for, I mean, you can let it sit for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. The longer you let it sit, the easier it'll be to take it off. You'll probably have to do this process twice to take it off. Or, you know, if you're lucky, maybe you can get it done in one try. So I'll keep this rag here. I'm going to saturate it in the xylene. And then I have another one here that I'll put xylene on it. If there's any spots left, then I'll just rub it off with this. And you'll see how nice and clean the cup comes out. And it's ready for the next paint job. Alright, so I got my rag saturated in the xylene. You can see I'm going to rub it first with the xylene just to get it onto the paint. It's really not that necessary. But I'm going to do that anyway, just for the sake of the video. Hopefully it'll go a little faster. Again, before I do this, I just want to make it very clear that this is an extreme chemical. They do sell it everywhere. But always wear your gloves. Make sure they're chemical resistant gloves. Sometimes even if they are, the xylene may break or rip the plastic gloves that you're actually wearing. So make sure you wear gloves, and if you feel comfortable wearing a mask, I would wear a mask. I have been doing this for so long. I don't wear eye protection, but a mask is definitely essential. If you could take it outside, obviously that would be best to take it outside and do this process. But like I said, I want to try to see if I can get this done as quick as possible. So I'm going to take the rag. I'm going to wipe it, the whole cup first, with it, just to put it on there. And you can see it's already taking it off. That's crazy. Okay, so you can see a little bit of it came off. So we're going to wrap it around, and we're just going to let it sit. Okay, push it here, here. Okay. I'm actually going to take this outside because I'm not liking the way this is smelling right now. It's pretty strong. So I'm going to take this outside, and we'll come look at it in about, let's do 15 minutes, and we'll come and we'll take a look at it and we'll wipe it off. Because the longer you let it sit, the better it'll soak in and take off. So I'm going to take this off, and I have more xylene here with my extra rag to wipe off excess on here. Again, this works really good with your normal spray paints. If it says acrylic on it, you may want to use a lacquer thinner. It might work a little faster as far as taking that top coat off. This had a clear coat on it, which was matte. The gloss that you saw was put on after, which was just a regular gloss black spray paint. So if you do have something that's acrylic, you might want to use lacquer thinner. If you want to use the xylene, you could use it, but I would probably just let it sit a lot longer to kind of dig into the paint. Oh my god. Okay, so you can see exactly, it's peeling right off already. Look at that. It's just peeling right off. Alright, so let's see what it looks like all the way around. Take the same rag and just kind of wipe back and forth. You know, don't be afraid. Use a little elbow grease. Okay, there you go. You could see the white underneath because I had put a primer on this before I did the cup. Wow, look at that. I mean, it's just coming right off. Look at that. All right, so there you go. Go all the way around using the same rag. Some spots, like I said, you might have to go over again, but I mean, for the most part, it's all coming off pretty good. Okay, Okay, so that's the top of the cup. Let's go to the top here to the side. It just comes right off. Look at that. It's all just coming right off. Alright, again, I had this cup outside while it was soaking in the xylene because it doesn't smell good at all. And I have it in here, and I have it in here for just a couple minutes, and it's really overwhelming. I'm going to get this out of here as soon as I can, but just to show you exactly how this comes off. Alright, so, I mean, this is all pretty much off in the first run. You got a little bit of a spot there, you just wipe it right off. Look at that. And it just comes right off. Okay, again, this does not have epoxy on it. If you put epoxy on it, like I do now with all my cups, this would not come off like this. Okay, so look at this. All right, so like I said, let it sit for a while. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because it's a Yeti cup. This person did not want to buy another cup. But these cups you can get at Walmart for like $10. So is it worth it to take this off? Probably not. But for this person, it was a Yeti cup and they wanted the same cup. So that's why we're doing this. There you go. So now I'll take the clean rag and go over the whole entire thing. Let's take a little bit. Just need a little bit on here. That's about it. Right, again, always put something underneath of what you're working with too, because like I said, the chemical is not, it's horrible right now. I mean, I even have a fan going in here and it's crazy. Okay, so as you can see, I'm wiping it and it's just coming totally clean. Okay, I have to take it off this because there's a lot of paint on this and it's coming up on the rag, so I'm just gonna throw all this out and then come back and wipe the rest. But you can see it's all gone. This stuff all just pushes right off. It's just sitting there. So this is how I usually take off the paint if need be. I think it's just the quickest, cheapest, easiest way to do it. Thanks. Alright, so I discarded the bottom towel that I had on here that was covered with this paint. You don't even have to do it on top of a towel like I did. I just discarded it because it was really old. I've had it for a while, so it didn't bother me to throw it out in the garbage. If you want to do it over a 5-gallon bucket, you can do it that way too. You just have to check with your local, the city that you're in, just to see the proper disposal of the chemical. After it's sitting in the bucket, there's a couple different things. I don't know, there's like a crid cutter I think that you could use to make it a solid, then you can just throw it out. I don't know, you have to check with your city and see how you can dispose of that. But it's just like any chemical, whether you're using a paint stripper or anything. You can't just, throw it out. Even if it's biodegradable, you can't just throw it out. Alright, so there it is. So this cup is done, stripped. I'm going to wipe it down with denatured alcohol after I let this sit overnight, and then I'm going to take the tape off now and then wipe it, and then we'll put a new design on the cup. Thanks for watching.